Hey, this is Blake Williams with Battle Tested. This is story time number 28, the importance of a line, L-I-N-E. This is dedicated to the Enterprise High School girls soccer team down in Enterprise, Alabama. I worked with them this past year, and the head coach told me a great story, Jill Harrelson. So thank you, Coach. I'm going to tell it the best that I can. So her first year there in the program, I think she said it was 2013, they had a pretty good goalie who was invited to go to a college workout, to work out with a team in hopes of being offered a college scholarship. This team had also invited another high school goalie. They were considering which one do we want to offer the scholarship to. So they're doing conditioning work with this team. And oftentimes, as many of you high school students and any of you coaches are aware in sports, you often are doing drills where you're having to run, touch that line, come back, touch this line, go back and forth. Maybe you're doing suicides, maybe you're just doing long runs across the field. Go to that line, touch it, come back to this line. And her goalie at Enterprise, she was coming up just short on some of these runs. She would not go all the way to the line. She would stop short, maybe 6 inches here, maybe 12 inches there. And again, she's running the majority of a soccer field, so it's a long run. And after the practice was over, the coach goes up to her and said, "Hey, we really wanted to offer you a scholarship, but we saw you stopping short on these runs. And if I can't trust you as a coach to go and touch a line that you're supposed to touch every time, can I really trust you when things get hard? When I really ask you and require of you to do something really challenging, are you going to give your best effort? Or are you going to find a way to stop short, to cut corners?" And she was not offered the scholarship. A very tough lesson to learn for anybody, but hopefully a valuable lesson that has served her well. But the importance of a line, right? And I've talked about it before on this, on these story times that I do. The majority of student athletes, the majority, I should say, high school student athletes that I work with, so many of my challenges I present them with, they have to go from line to line, or maybe they have to go around the cones. They have to follow a certain set of guidelines that I give them for the challenge in order to make it fair for everyone. And the majority of them find a way to cut corners. They don't give their full effort. Now maybe sometimes they're trying to use some strategy to come up with a better way to earn points for their team, but oftentimes I can see, it's very clear that these student athletes are simply cutting corners. They're trying to find a way to make it easier for themselves. They're trying to find a way to slack off. Yeah, they're getting tired, right? I get it. Some of the challenges are very difficult physically, and so they're starting to get tired mentally, physically. And so then they start to say, well, I won't do it quite the right way. I'll just do it kind of the way he wanted to, kind of the way the rules require, but I'm going to save myself some energy, right? I'm gassed. I get it. I get it. But once in a while, I see the uncommon students who I love to watch because they are very purposeful to go line to line. They follow the instructions to the T, right? And they give great effort the entire time. And no one would look at them and say, wow, they're slacking off, right? They look at them and say, that's how it should be done. And coaches love to see those types of athletes because they set that example, right? They lead by example of, hey, this is how hard you need to be working. This is what it takes to be your best. The importance of a line. We can apply it in all sorts of ways in our lives, even if you're not a student athlete, even if you're not a coach, whatever your occupation. Are you giving your best? Or are you looking for ways to cut corners, to avoid the discomfort that you might be facing, right? We only get better when we get out of our comfort zone. Touch those lines this week. I'm going to try my best to do them as well. Have a great week.